How much money does he make? What does she really think about our manager? Is he in love with her? You want to know, but you can't just ask, because the moment people feel interrogated, they shut down. So how do professionals get information out of people naturally, without pressure, without direct questions, without making people realize what's happening? It's called elicitation, the technique designed to make people reveal information without questions. When you ask people direct questions about sensitive topics, something predictable happens. They become defensive, they avoid the question, or they lie. So what if you could get the same information without triggering those defenses? Elicitation is a communication technique designed to bypass our natural resistance and get people to talk, not by asking questions, but by using statements instead. Elicitation is not about asking better questions. It's about not asking at all. It's about creating situations where people naturally reveal information. The goal is simple: get information without asking for it. People don't like being questioned, but they do like talking, especially when they feel like they have something to say, when they think they know more than you, when they feel the need to explain, to correct, to prove a point. That's when people reveal the most. Elicitation works because it creates that exact situation. Elicitation technique 1. Provocative statements. Let's say you want to know what a coworker thinks about your manager, a coworker you're not very close to. And your manager has a bit of a difficult personality. If you ask directly, "What do you think about Peter?" chances are they won't say much. They might avoid the question or give you a safe answer. But if instead you make a simple statement, something like, "Peter seems to be in a better mood on Fridays," there's a good chance the other person will start expanding on that, agreeing, disagreeing, adding details. And before you know it, they're telling you exactly what they think about Peter, the manager. You didn't ask, you let them talk. Elicitation technique 2. Correct the record. Another powerful approach is what's called correct the record. We all have a teacher within, a part of us that wants to explain, to correct, to set things straight. When something sounds wrong, we feel the need to step in, to clarify, to teach, and that feels good. That's what this technique is built on. Its purpose is simple. Trigger that inner teacher. Let's say you're riding in an Uber, and you want to know how much a driver makes in a day. If you ask directly, "How much do you make?" they'll probably avoid it. They might feel uncomfortable, even a bit offended, or they'll give you something vague. But instead, you say something slightly off. "I heard somewhere that Uber drivers make around $300 a day." It's very likely they'll say something like this: "What are you talking about? I wish. We make around 200 on a good day." You didn't ask the question. You gave them something to correct. And in correcting you, they gave you the answer. Elicitation technique 3. Disbelief. The third technique is disbelief. Instead of asking for more information, you react, as if you don't quite believe what the other person just said. Not aggressively, just enough to create tension. Why does this work? Because when people feel doubted, they don't shut down. They explain, they justify, they try to prove themselves. You're talking to a coworker, and they say, a bit hesitantly, "I think there might be something going on between Linda and Sean." Instead of asking questions, you respond with a bit of disbelief. "No way, they're just colleagues." It's very likely they'll say something like this: "No, seriously, I saw them the other day. They were really close, and at one point, they were even hugging." You didn't ask for more information. You didn't ask what they saw. You just showed a bit of disbelief, and they gave you the details to prove you wrong. How to use elicitation. These techniques can't be forced. They have to be inserted at the right moment in a conversation. If you try to use them constantly, they stop working. They only work when they feel natural, when they blend into the flow of the interaction. Elicitation isn't about pressure. It's about creating the right conditions for people to talk. And once you see how amazingly well elicitation works, you'll start using it everywhere. Remember, if you really want to know something, statements are more effective than questions. If you want more techniques like this, subscribe.